This is Electric Universe Eyes, and today it's part 4 of Electric Mud Hoodoos. And what has happened here is we have about 4 days of this mud drying out. 3 different times I've discharged 10,000 volts AC to this mud, and now it's really dry. So we're going to see what happens after this is dried out another 2 additional days, how quickly it could form some hoodoos. Are you ready? Here we go. The question is, can we really form hoodoos? Or is it all in our imagination? I don't know, I'm pretty convinced that electricity has something to do with our Earth and the cosmos. Looks like it's really dry now. It has been very hot, like upwards of 97, 98 degrees the last 2 days. And if you're just tuning in, my laboratory is really my humble little garage. Looks like it's very dry. There's really no moisture at all. Not nearly as dynamic in creating some geological features. At this point it seems like it just dries out the mud and pops some craters. It's where you get a lot of cracks and craters. More explosive results than additive building. So it seems like when the equation is less than water, you get explosive results, vaporization, cratering, Lichtenberg, like river patterns, versus when there's more water you get Lichtenberg build-up mountain patterns, or Lichtenberg, the opposition of craters like mountains. So you got to think of it as a positive and negative build-up or subtraction. So is it adding to or is it taking away? And my theory is that if there is 50% more water, you're going to get an additive experience. If there is 50% less water, then that water will heat up and vaporize, cause all kinds of different explosions or vaporization style effects. Vaporize things like valleys and river systems versus building up a mountainous body. Anyway, it's kind of where I'm at in my head. See, now it's starting to pop out this clay material. It's just drying out, forming these little plasma balls or plasmoids underneath the surface and then exploding out. You see it finding these little focuses. Otherwise it's just reaching out, grabbing out wherever it can, looking for that moisture. The next path of least resistance, which you got all this water everywhere. That's what it's looking for. Again, at this point, it's not doing much. It just looks like it's too dried out at this point.
a hard time getting a good shot of this. I really need my
Microscope.
decided not to use that. Alright, so it's been some time. I've lost track of time. It's 3:34 a.m. on 6/23/2019. And this is what keeps me up at night. Electricity. Do you think about it? Because you use it every day. What would you do if it went away?
I would miss it. I know how to build a fire. I think I'd be able to survive, but I would definitely miss electricity. Growing up in Texas, I definitely love air conditioning. I'll say that.
You know, this is still bouncing around.
Showing me that there is definitely moisture still in the mud, and it's not connecting directly to the other electrode, which is, I think, well within reach of 10 centimeters.
Being 10,000 volts AC, that should be able to arc between the two electrodes. But again, I have found that electricity
Prefers water over metal. Water is more conductive than metal. If I'm wrong, I guess I'll soon find out. But that's
kind of what I've been working with.
Is that water is the most conductive substance
in existence. That's my opinion. Might be wrong. Anyway, tell me what you think. I know I need to drink water
all the time, and if I don't drink water in 3 days, I'll be dead.
Right? And my heart pumps. My brain has a nervous system,
so I think it's all still one big electrical circuit.
And it is
dependent on this Earth and the energy that we get from our star, the sun, and the solar circuit. And it's not just the sun that gives us the energy. I think it's a multitude of stars. I also think there are
stars in our solar system that we identify as planets, but are actually stars, like Jupiter and Saturn. And again, I think there's a big balance of polarity and positive and negative,
just like life.
But I think that's kind of the basis of the essence of life, if you will. Anyway, I'm just curious to see what is going to happen here.
It keeps focusing on this one area.
And I'm wondering if we'll see some sort of spherule created in this area. I'm not going to bed anytime soon, obviously.
Now it's 3:37 in the morning. And
we're still doing this.
As long as there's moisture and it doesn't arc between the two electrodes, I think I'm going to keep recording.
This is also my 4th
live stream ever, so
I wanted to thank Azazel Morningstar for joining me on my live stream. And let's see here, who else earlier? Tim Go Down.
Hey, thank you for joining my 4th ever live stream. That was awesome. Let's see here. I don't know. It says there's 4 watching right now at 3:38 a.m. Central Standard Time. What are you doing awake? Anyway, if you're watching this right now, I'm just a normal dude trying to figure things out. And as you can see, we are electrocuting terracotta clay mud. My whole goal from the beginning was to try to create a hoodoo from mud and electric discharge, because my theory is, growing up with a very religious, ancient scriptural background, my beliefs are, hey, there's some crazy things that happened in the sky that humans witnessed just several thousands of years ago. And my thoughts are, I think that stuff's legit, because I've been comparing for 40 years of my life all the mythological, the legends, the comic books, all the cartoons, all the movies, Hollywood, everything. There's stories that keep repeating themselves. And if you've been around on this planet long enough, you know things are cyclical. Information is cyclical. Patterns repeat themselves, and, there's nothing new under the sun, so they say. So what's that mean to you? There's nothing new under the sun. Well, I don't think our sun is the original sun. I think I agree with the ancients that there was a different star that we were attached as a satellite to. Ooh, and look, just like that. Just like the current stops, because the conductive path stops, so will the electricity. At one point in time, the sun came in too close and pulled us from Saturn. That's my thoughts. I do believe, by all of the ancient accounts around the world, all the mythological archetypes, that Saturn was our original star, that Earth was a satellite of said star, and that we were wrenched from it, and there was massive discharge. The Earth expanded violently. All of the stories in the Bible and every other religious story you can think of, all of the religions at the base, I believe, are true. It's just in these modern days, we are letting modern consensus science tell us what to believe. And I don't think it was millions or billions of years for this planet to take shape, or the surface to be shaped like it is today. I've read a lot of books by many people. I've read lots of stories. And again, I grew up in a very hardcore religion, and I studied scripture my entire life. I went to seminary. Things were just crazy. But until I found the electric universe theory, things did not make sense. But when I did, that made sense. You have to look at these stories as archetypes. And I don't know, I think electricity has a big part to do with our solar system, how the cosmos actually work and function. And my goal has been to set out to disprove some of these notions. Again, I'm just a lay person. I don't know anything. I'm nobody. I know nothing. Don't believe me. Don't listen to anything I have to say. I just know my entire life I've been watching electricity in our sky and the storms and tornadoes, and hear about all this disaster and doomsday stories and everything. And I do believe Velikovsky when he said mankind is living in amnesia. We have forgotten the catastrophic past, or we've ignored it because we want to just live in peace. Otherwise there would be anarchy, and people would be fighting over everything from food to where they live to land, all of that. That's the problem with our modern society today, is we are survivors of survivors. We are the ancestor of survivors that witnessed catastrophic events across the globe. And we've been migrating across the globe to try to find answers and just live. And even in today, we've forgotten our history and our past, and we stopped listening to our elders and the stories, and we think it's all make-believe and legend and fairy tales. It's not. The truth is right in front of us. We're just so blind. We're so egotistically, we just think we are the smartest people. It's 2019. We know everything. We don't. Just a bunch of dumb humans that think all this materialism is the answer, and it's not. Sorry to tell you, but 40 years of my life, I've been seeking that materialistic happiness, and it doesn't make me happy. What makes me happy is life and family and sharing an experience. So anyway, I've just been on a quest to find out what this life is about and try to make sense of what I've been taught growing up. And I think both school and religion has been pretty tough on telling you just the straight out truth. And again, I don't blame either of them. I just think both of them, they're basing their information off of what they have to base their information off of. If that even makes sense. I just think we're learning a lot in this day and age. And we can't say anything is absolute, because I don't know anything's absolute. So anyway, with that, I'm signing off. I'm done. There's no more water in here, so it stopped discharging. Tomorrow I'll come back and look at it. Maybe I'll put it under the microscope and see what the details that were left behind are. And anyway, those that joined me on this live stream, I appreciate it. Thanks. All right, here's what it turned out to be. I definitely see a swirling shape and some separation, like to the north and the south, if you want to call it that, just from your view. But what I like is all of these little bubbly things in the middle. I wonder what that material is. I think I'm going to set up the microscope and observe this, and then maybe I'll pull it out and break it apart and see if there's anything inside. So this thing's stuck to the bottom. I think whatever water was in the bottom just melted the plastic down below and fused it. So I'm gonna try to... Oh yeah, totally. There you go. Look, there's another another little spot for us. Let's see how this... So it's possible that the black shiny stuff in the middle is plastic that got leached from the bottom to the top through where the discharge point was, but if so, that still tells me that material can still travel through electric discharge, which we've already seen countless times here. Regardless of the material, electricity can manipulate it. So I think maybe in future experiments we will try larger quantity combinations of earth materials like terracotta clay. Throw some salt in there, crush up some rocks. I've got all kinds of different things we could try here. So somebody else wanted that too. They wanted, hey, mix up all of the earth materials. Look, I got all kinds of fun stuff over here we could mix up. So let's pull this out. See how it's all swirly on the bottom? There's the hole it left. was the side that built up. Look. That actually, right there, was the very first part of this experiment, and it's shrunk down that far. So the rest of that was water. Oh, cool. Let's look at the back side of this. So this is underneath, and it's definitely got lots of holes and pathways. Look, there's some of that material right there on the bottom. I see it. Let's, I'm gonna get back under the microscope for a minute. Okay, I think I am officially done with this. On to the next one.